I'm Papa Poke, and this is the Traveler Advisory. This is the 4th edition, and thank you for tuning in. Yesterday, we started a 4-part series on the 12 things I wish I had known about Pokemon Go when I first started playing Pokemon Go. We covered items 1, 2, and 3, and today we're going to cover 4, 5, and 6, so let's just jump right into it. So number 4, I wish I knew that incense was basically useless. So incense can have value in certain edge cases, but when you drop incense, it will generally attract over a 30-minute period 5 to 8 Pokemon. And it will attract the Pokemon that normally spawn in that area. Now, where incense isn't useless is if you're in an area where there are no spawn points. So one example where I live is you're out on the ferry boats, and if you're out in the middle of Puget Sound, there are no spawn points out there. And it is a great place to drop incense because then generally what you start seeing is a lot of stuff that you would find in 5K eggs. And I don't mean things like Psyducks. I mean actually decent stuff. But that's really about the only place that incense is really any good is when you're out in the middle of nowhere. Number 5. Learn to throw curveballs on day 1. This is really important. When you're first starting to play Pokemon Go, it is a little frustrating because you run into your first Zubat and you just find it impossible to catch. Because you're a level 1 or a low-level trainer, things are more difficult to catch. Your ability to catch is all based on a mathematical formula. At the end of the day, it's all just ones and zeros. And when you're at a low level, typically the Pokemon you're going to run into are at a higher level than you, and that means they're going to be more difficult to catch. If you learn to throw a curveball on day 1, your catch rates are going to be better, and you're really going to appreciate it down the road. Because when you start seeing the bigger Pokemon, you're going to be able to throw curveballs, and you're going to have a better chance of catching those Pokemon. The other thing is that you get a curveball bonus. You get more experience points, and that is one of the most critical things if you're going to want to be moving and advancing in the game. Number 6. Pokemon Go may be freemium, but the game is going to be a lot better to play if you spend some money on it. I realize it's a controversial statement, but there is 2 areas where I say it is worth investing some money in the game. If you don't want to spend the money on incubators, on lures, you want to play for free. There are a couple of things that I think you're just going to be better off buying. And the first thing is more bag space. Especially 2 scenarios. 1, you're in an area with a lot of Pokestops, or 2, you're in an area where there isn't a lot of Pokestops and you have to go out and you do ball farming. When you have more bag space, you're not going to be faced with what do I throw on the ground and what do I keep. And when you're a newer trainer and you're learning to throw, you are going to crank through a lot of balls because the red balls are apparently made in North Korea. They don't work very well compared to the Great Balls and the Ultra Balls. The standard Pokeballs have a lower catch rate, so you end up throwing more of them, so you end up going through them more quickly. If you have additional bag storage, it prevents you going into, oh no, I've run out of balls. If you're in an area with a lot of Pokestops, it allows you then to do what's called farming and gather things up. And then you don't have to go out and collect over and over and over again. The other thing is for Pokemon storage. Now that Gen 2 has come out, a full North American Dex is 233 Pokemon. If you live in the southern edges of the United States, it's 235. That would also include Hawaii. Those are the 2 areas that I would say, if you don't want to spend any money in the games, you are really better off spending some money and investing and expanding your storage. And that's it. Tomorrow we're going to go ahead and cover number 7, 8, 9. Be good to each other, good hunting, and I will see you tomorrow.